So how's the defense overall look in your opinion, start out camp?
I think there's a lot that we need to improve on. It's only the day one, and I'm excited to where we can go. I think we got a great group of guys, like just as character and great group of people, and we got really good coaches, and we buy in and we believe in what Coach Sala and everybody's trying to instill in this defense. So I'm just really excited.
You enjoyed this offseason a little more, Bryce, because you actually had a chance to train and prepare, and there wasn't rehab and draft and all that. Like you're kind of the injury behind you now. You're just focusing on football.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's been really cool because we got a new strength staff and conditioning staff, and they've been just world class. So to be able to work with them has been amazing. So I feel really good with where my body's at, and just going through the off season program.
Jets obviously did go out and bring in a veteran cornerback, and Robert Saleh said he's got faith in the young guys here. Has that been good to hear this year that they believe in you and the other guys that they're putting out there?
Yeah, I think anytime your coach believes in you, I think that's something to be said, and I think you just really want to buy into everything that he's doing, everything that he's saying, because it's mutual. He believes in us, and we believe in him. So that's something that's I think is really awesome about our coach.
Where do you, where do you see the biggest change in your game from this time last year, aside from health, this time last year to where you are now?
I think just from the mental aspect, and I think from the mental aspect, it's like a lot the game becoming a lot more slow. Instead of when me being out there, mine goes 100 miles an hour, but being out there and being able to play with a lot more poise and comfortability. And then I think for just physically, being able to be more explosive, having a whole off season to train and do things like that. I think physically I feel in a lot better shape, and so I'll say that about my game.
Well, Robert Sala and Jeff, they talked about trying to disguise the disguise looks. So for a cornerback, what's your process to trying to disguise look before the ball snaps?
I think the key is just making everything look the same. From an offensive standpoint, what they want to do is they want to try and find that one person that gives away the tell. And so if I can make everything look the same, and our coaches do a good job of putting us in position. So if I just make everything look the same and just do what I'm being asked to do, I think it'll go a long way.
How much, Bryce, did you study what they did in San Francisco when you heard Robert was getting hired?
Well, it's funny because in San Francisco, they didn't really do too much, and that's what is like the beauty of this defense. So I really, when I would study them, I would just kind of study like how they would, their footwork, their technique, the mechanics, because they've been doing it for a while. So really, it's just I think what these coaches did, they did a really good job of explaining it. And then I would just kind of look at their technique and stuff. But it's a pretty simple defense, but it's the details about it that I think make it work really well.
The outside perception of the cornerback room is that it's a bunch of young guys who really haven't started many games in the league at all, and so it's not a positive perception. Inside the room, do you guys use that? Do you hear that? Do you use it as motivational at all?
No, I think we just one thing I really like about our room is we might not have any big star players, but we just come to work and we're hungry, and I wouldn't want to be with anybody else. So, not that we trying to take things personally. I think we kind of like going under the radar, but when we perform and we do our thing, I think it goes a long way.
How much forward are you looking to, going, when you guys go to Green Bay, going against like Devontae, good receivers like Devontae. Obviously, you have some good receivers here, but going against a world-class athlete like Devontae Adams.
That's for me personally, I think, anytime you get to play against somebody of that caliber, it's like a dream come true. You grew up watching people and playing the NFL, and then when you get your chance, that, how you do against high talented, athletes and people who are really good, that's kind of how you prove yourself in the NFL. So I just get excited when I see those matchups, and I look forward to giving it my best shot. That's all we can really do. And, I'll work my tail off and just kind of let the results take care of itself.
From a technique standpoint, what are things that you talk about the mental side, but on the field, like, what is like backup and that nature? What from a technique standpoint have you improved on versus, from a rookie year?
I think for me, being able to play man more and just cleaning up my footwork, my patience, my technique, that's been something I've really been trying to focus on. And I think that's one area that I've tried to really improve on. And, we'll see when the season starts, how successful that was.